I don't know if she's still here, Tanya, who opened up the discussion about about the Coronado Rescue Mission. No, I didn't know all that was going on Facebook. I do not read Joe's blog there, C4C, but 3 people did mention it to me, that it might be coming up, and 3 good people. And when they told me the premise it was built on, the argument against the rescue mission, I almost thought, well, just let it ride then, because there's really nothing to it. And as you've all know, there's so much assigning of motives and putting words in people's mouth that goes on there. So that's why it just doesn't bother me a whole lot. As many of you know, I have a background working with the homeless. I've worked in an emergency shelter with an emergency shelter for 6 years down in Skid Row in LA. And then I've done here now at the Coronado Rescue Mission, which is very different. And it's actually a transitional housing. It's training people who want to break the cycle of homelessness and get back to work. Maybe some of this has come up because there was just published a point-in-time homeless count data report summary done by our county, and it actually was very positive. For Corona, almost more than any other city, the unsheltered homeless count was down 30%, which is really good for the year. I mean, that's actually very, very impressive. The idea that we just have one from Corona is totally ludicrous. It's unfounded. I don't know where that came from. By far, the majority are from Corona, and again, they're single moms, they're individuals, and just to say, the reason this had to be a point-in-time homeless count, it's how long does a homeless person have to live in Corona before he's considered a Corona homeless resident? They're transient by nature. It's kind of an odd point to even discuss, but we do have the majority either grew up here or lived here a while, a time, became homeless for various reasons. But I can tell you they do get jobs in Corona, and they do become Corona residents. We hook them up with housing, and so that's certainly going on. And the idea that they are from Orange County, if I could let you in on a secret, Orange County homeless don't want to come to Riverside County. They aren't driven by higher housing prices, okay? For them, weather is just about everything. So they don't come here. We've even made offers for people to come, but they don't want to be sheltered in. They'd rather be homeless in Orange County than sheltered in the Inland Empire. Now, I don't know what that says about us, but that is the truth. Reasons for homelessness are so varied. There's no one size fits all. Some people are they've lost a job. Some, it's because of a death of a spouse or a divorce. Some it's hard times, many it's addictions that they have to deal with, and we help them with that. Mental illness is a very real problem. Again, we are transitional housing. We have a certain niche, and there is an emergency shelter in Riverside, Path of Life. Many times we have to recommend people there. But again, a very different dynamic when it comes to helping the homeless. Issues about Christianity, and I mean, people would have those with any evangelical organization. I understand that. But to let you know, on the front door of my office is a citation by Jeff Miller. So he was a big help in getting that going. As far as City Park goes, to let you know, many of the homeless don't like City Park. I mean, they even come to us to get away from City Park because of the drug use there. they don't like their kids playing at City Park because of the, drug paraphernalia, the hypodermic needles that are on the kids' toys often. I mean, we've had people just recently have told me they've gone into the restrooms there, and there's couples in the men's room or women's room, getting themselves ready for drug paraphernalia. As far as the Hope team that we have, they've been a big plus to us. The result of decreasing 30% in the homeless count, a lot of credit does go to those men. They were even conveying to me one time how they had gone to a seminar, and at the seminar, the person instructing them was saying, you know how the homeless run away when they see us in uniforms? And they looked at each other and said, that doesn't happen with us. And it doesn't. I know it doesn't. In fact, one of the men who has been in our shelter for a while, who's getting a job, had taken a bus somewhere. He couldn't find his job. He saw one of our police, and they gave him a ride to his job to apply. He came back and told me, he said, I just had my first ride ever in the back of a police car. And but then he explained they were nice enough to give him a ride. We do have restoration roasters at Crossroads. That's an organization that's coffee house. It helps support us. Assembly member Sabrina will be there. We have many volunteers from Corona, abundance of volunteers wanting to help there, and they're able to. And of course, many people donating from Corona, from the Inland Empire. All those proceeds come to us. We do work with the Settlement House. We do work with Inspire. We're not the only game in town. And to let you know, Corona, we're doing a lot of things. We're hitting the right areas. But we do have a quality work here, working with the homeless. And I do want to mention something in a survey that I had read that really stuck with me. And that is the difference between the way middle class and upper middle class view people who are homeless and poor versus the way they view themselves. We tend to think of them just in need of something material. They're home, they don't have a home. They don't have adequate food. They don't have good clothing. We tend to think in very material terms. But if you ask poor people, the homeless people, they don't speak in terms of material goods. They speak in terms of what they feel. They feel shame, they fear inferiority, they feel humiliation, fear, hopelessness, depression, social isolation. And it's there I saw we can do a lot more for them to really remedy this, not just, again, there's a place for the emergency shelter. I understand that totally. But this is something that's actually working and achieving a change in them as unlike any other program I've seen. And it's been very, very effective. And so I'm just thrilled to be part of the organization. I appreciate all the people from Corona who have volunteered and are volunteering, many churches, our donors, of course, and many people who are helping. So I don't know if that fits the Facebook picture mold, but that's the truth. And I'm, again, thankful to be part of that organization. And we really, as a city, should, I think, be very proud of it, what we're doing for the homeless.
Thank you.